where we find our beauty. When we know we're worthy, that's when we attract. We are so excited to share this with you because we've created 5 classes.
This is number 1.
Yeah, 1 of 5 that are all designed to work together to support you to create a new love paradigm so that dating is fun and easy for you.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I'm Macy. I am the founder of Big Happy Love and the Love Advantage.
And I'm Larry. I'm a chiropractor, a wellness coach, and co-director with Macy with the Big Happy Love and Love Advantage.
Yeah, so we wanted to teach this together because we're a couple and we've gone through this journey ourselves. Yep. And struggled for years and years and years, you know, trying to find love in our life. So there's a lot of teachings here that we can bring from our personal experience, but there are a lot of other practices and experiential exercises that we'll do together so that you can, you know, really feel it in your body. And did we introduce Gary?
No, we didn't.
Gary is here.
Gary, our CCIT, Chihuahua Counselor in Training.
Yeah, so he's just going to be supporting us back there. You can tell he's working really hard.
He had a long day.
Yeah. So, so our role here is really like, we really are kind of like camp counselors, because one of the most important things that we've kind of woven into this is the experience of it. So that requires participating.
Yep.
And participation means that you have your manual available, because there's some things that we'll reference in there. Mm-hmm. But also in there, there's space to take some notes. Maybe you brought your own journal. That's great. I really believe that it's helpful to have something like that, and important to
stay on the call.
Yeah, to stay through the whole call. It's only 45 minutes, so we really kind of crammed a lot in. And at the end of this call, at the end of each of our calls, we'll be doing a healing exercise that is, you know, pertinent to that topic. So that's like that's the real juicy stuff. Mm-hmm. That's the part that is going to make a big difference.
So let's get a circle going.
Yeah. Let me just make sure we covered everything. Yeah. So one way of participation is to connect with all of us together, because yes, this is a virtual camp, but we can still connect really effectively over the internet. Mm-hmm. And we'll invite you to do that by joining hands. So just joining hands with your fellow campers and literally reaching your hand out and experiencing, if you just tune in, experiencing that feeling of holding another person's hand. Many of you may be just cozy at home by yourself watching this, and that's awesome. So you get to hold, you know, 2 hands from other campers and experience that. So just tuning in.
Maybe close your eyes so you can easily imagine holding hands with everyone.
Yeah, and just get comfortable, bring your spine straight, and just feel that. And we'll set the intention for camp right now that you will receive everything that you need, and that this is an opportunity to create a new beginning for yourself, to create a beginning that allows for love to come into your life, allows for anything that's no longer serving your love life to move away, and allows for surprises, really. So what are those things that you can learn tonight and over the next 5 nights that our ahas or wake ups to create something new for you.
Mm-hmm.
So just feeling that and just giving gratitude for this moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Squeezing hands. And
Excellent.
And getting out your manual. We're going to
just
start with the Love Camp manifesto. So that's in your book. And we're just going to read two of the principles. The reason why we created this manifesto, because it's a pledge. It's basically the success principles that you can live by to help affirm this kind of elevated relationship that you can call in. Because ultimately, we want to help you grow and create a meaningful relationship. So we should probably talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, what is a meaningful relationship?
So for me, it's about feeling a real connection, a connection based on honesty and trust, something where you're always talking about having the other person's back and just really supporting each other and just kind of someone to trust and move through life with.
Yeah, and I feel like it's really the juiciest part of the relationship. It's like the thing that allows you to be you. It's the parts that really make it exciting. Like, I think of it is that when you're in a meaningful relationship, life and love is easier. Mm-hmm. So oftentimes I think people have experienced difficulty. We need it out close because people can't hear. So people experience difficulty and trauma in relationships, and then it makes it seem like, oh, relationships really hard. Well, there are challenges in relationship, but what is that foundation that makes it so good that it's really a meaningful and a blissful relationship? So I'm going to turn the other camera on really quick. So the first principle is, and we'll read it all together, so I encourage you to read this out loud. I am open to receiving more love in my life from people, opportunities, prosperity, and serendipity. And then the second principle is, just by being me, I am worthy and deserving of love.
Beautiful.
So just sensing that, just by being me, I'm worthy and deserving of love, and experience that for yourself. Taking a breath. And I encourage you that when you have these kinds of moments where you're like, yeah, that means something to me, to connect it to your body. And one way that I like to do this is to bring my arms in front of my heart and then, bow by bringing my head below my heart. So it's like you're giving yourself a hug, bringing your hands to your heart and just bringing your head down below your heart. So you're bowing to it.
Nice.
And that in essence is like clicking the enter key and bringing that into your being so that it can become a part of you, and that's how you move through.
Mm-hmm.
So great.
Let's get to it.
So our topic today is dissolving the dating demons that sometimes make true love feel impossible to have. And I actually believe that if you have the dating demons that we are going to share with you, that it is a liability to experiencing a meaningful relationship, because this stuff is really hard to navigate beyond. So there are two categories of these dating demons that we'll talk about. And one is around the history that we experience, and thinking that our history dictates our future relationships.
Our relationship history.
Yeah, our relationship history. like what it is, those stories, those experiences, they don't have to dictate your future relationship.
Right. Things like lost love, feeling that you've lost yourself in the relationship,
Right.
heartbreak, inability.
Right. So that's one category. We'll go into it a little deeper in a second. But the second one is really the insecurity, the fear, the insecurity that we experience. And so what I encourage you to do right now is to get out your book. Here's another way we're getting you excited about participating. We want you to use your workbook. I mean, we created this workbook so you have a page for Sunday where you can just put some notes. So as we share this stuff, you can jot down things. And specifically, I invite you to jot down those dating demons that we speak of that are true for you, because we'll use those later in the healing. So take a moment to do that. The other thing is, we really believe in, participating in all of these activities. And we keep saying that, but that's kind of why we did the poll, the little exercise around, what's your bunk? Because we wanted to hear from you. And that was actually really hilarious because so many of you wrote in.
I'm a lovely lady.
And I'm a lovely lady.
Oh, get out of here.
I know. And Gary is a gorgeous gal. So we really are so grateful for your sense of humor with that. And so as you do chatting and emailing, because we're open to having that kind of experience with you, where you can email in questions, that's information's in the book, or you can post a chat on the Zoom.
Yep.
And for those on the line, you can use the email address that's included in the manual.
So let's get into history, Dee.
Yeah. So, believing that your history is going to dictate your future is a huge demon, because it's so easy to lose faith in love when you've gone through heartbreak, divorce, maybe lost trust in a relationship through cheating or whatever the situation was.
Yeah. There's a lot of it. And it's easy in life in general to move forward based on your experiences of the past.
Right. And if you're trying to do that, if you're trying to move forward based on what you've experienced in the past, you'll only get what you've experienced in the past.
That's
I mean, really, it has to be transcended before you can experience a new kind of love.
The other thing that we often talk about with history demons is misunderstood choices. I like dating a lawyer and saying, I'm never dating a lawyer again, or no more artists, no more musicians. And so you have a bad experience with someone, and you make these generalizations about all lawyers or all artists or musicians, and it really can limit your ability to connect with maybe some really quality people. And so it is nice to kind of examine that and see if that's one of your dating demons, to see if you are prejudging people based on experiences you've had with others of the same type.
Yeah, that's a really big one, because the way I see it is that, when we have an experience that then we kind of label, like the artist thing is kind of funny. Like, you dated an artist and it was a really painful breakup and painful experience, and then the next time you get asked out by an artist, it's like you're just not going to go there again. But it's also that sometimes we have these really painful experiences, and then we overcompensate and go the totally different direction. Like, I'm never going to do that again because it was so bad. So I'm going to go way over here. And what happens is that sometimes you overshoot where you truthfully are. Like, so if you were here and then you're like, never again, I'm going here, then your truth may be somewhere in between.
Right.
You know, this happens to us as we grow up. I think it's kind of an interesting thing. You hear people saying, I'm never going to do what my mom did. And then we're like trying to be opposite our mom all the time, or whatever it is like that. But really, you have some great qualities from your mom, and maybe some things that you're not going to take forward.
So really, we're talking about awareness here.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we have to have that. We have to look at it objectively, have that awareness, and then we can move from a place of more truth.
Yeah. So I'm inviting you guys right now to just look at that, what we've described. You know, maybe you've had love and lost it, or you felt complete heartbreak or divorce. Like, jot down those pains that you've experienced in the past that make you fear getting into a relationship again, or make you want to kind of avoid certain things. So make some notes about those. And then the next kind of category that we put in here for dating demons is the insecurity and fear.
Yeah. So a big one is kind of rationalizing, making it okay to be single, saying, you know, this is fine. I can be happy single. I can be fine this way. I'm happier single, and just sort of talking yourself into that.
That was totally me. I was totally ready to, I expended a lot of energy making single okay. Like, okay, well, you know, I'm smart. I've, you know, created a career. I have my own house. It's okay. I'll be okay. This will be fine. But what was really happening was, in my heart, I was experiencing that longing for a really sweet, loving partner. And so that there was just a real incongruence there. That was a battle within me. So it took a lot of energy to be in that place. And what I realized was that I just really wanted to create this kind of relationship. So that's a biggie, because I think that can be really subtle. And you know, I think that, you know, if you are out there and whatever your circumstances, because really this training is for all different women who are longing to create a kind of elevated relationship that maybe you've never had before. And so, you know, what we're describing right now can really make it hard to have faith in that.
So the other side of the fear is settling. So people come along and you say, well, you know, I'm afraid no one better is going to come along. I'm just going to stick with this guy. And that's the fear that you're not going to find anything better.
Right.
Not really having the faith.
Yeah, that's what I call bargain brand relationships. When you're bargain branding, we're going to talk about this a lot tomorrow, because tomorrow is about the vision. But, you know, when you're in a place where you start lowering your expectations of what you want, or ignoring things in your heart that matter to you, and just kind of getting a body, like, they'll do, you know, like that's really kind of the pain there, is abandoning yourself, abandoning what it is you really want. So that's another level of kind of heartache that comes with that.
So those are the two big fears that we wanted to talk about: making single okay, and then settling.
Right.
And then the next area is insecurity. And insecurity leads to a lot of issues, particularly communication.
Right. And the security that we develop is something that starts, young, like when we're born, that relationship with our parents and how we were taken care of and how the connection was developed. Were our needs met? Were they not? Like, so insecurity is something that, you know, we may have, but you can evolve beyond it. You can learn how to create security in your life.
Trust in yourself. So some of the examples, you're on a date with someone and you're not comfortable giving your own point of view. Maybe you're feeling like you're going to be judged, or this person isn't going to agree with you, or you don't want to be too opinionated. But really, you want to be speaking from your heart and have that confidence. So,
so you're worried about what other people think.
About what other people think. The other side of it is meeting someone that might be interesting to you and worrying what your friends might think or what your family might think, instead of really digging deep and thinking about how you feel about it.
Yeah. So that's a challenging one, because when you're worried about what people think, then the next level of it is that it kind of creates some communication chaos, because you're not saying what is true for you. In dating, sometimes it goes either direction. Either you're just not talking a lot, or you're not saying what matters to you, or you're just like, oh, whatever you want kind of thing.
Right.
Or you're talking a lot, like just, you know,
out of insecurity.
Yeah, just filling the space, the space.
Absolutely. So those are the main demons.
Yeah. So I would love to hear from you to see if, you know, any of those ring true for you. And I'm going to post a poll on the Zoom screen that just, you know, just get a measure of how many of these do matter to you. So I'm launching it right now. And if you're on the phone, you won't be able to see the poll. The poll's only on there, but basically the questions are like one choice is that you don't have any of these, like all of the dating demon stuff that we just talked about, you don't have any. The second one is it's a little kind of spooky, like you have a few of them, you really notice that some of these things are true for you. And then the third choice is a lot of these are true, like most of these are true. So feel free to like email me at Macy@BigHappyLove. I would love to hear your answers. And when you email me, make sure you send your name and your bunk. So look in your manual and tell me what your bunk is. So the more participation we have, the better, because we're going to keep track of the different bunks that are participating.
And you know, if you're over 30, over 40, chances are you've got a lot of these demons. I mean, I think that it's very common for people to have a lot of these different experiences.
It's totally normal. I mean, this is the thing. Like, for me, certainly I had most all this list. That's why I could make this list. But, you know, as we collect these failed relationships, you know, we start moving more out of fear. And that's what this is about. It's like, you know, if you reflect on earlier times in your life, maybe in your 20s, and like for me, I can remember that I didn't really notice that. What?
Yeah, let's put that there.
Oh.
And so, so if you've identified your demons, maybe we could figure out what to do with them.
Yeah. So now that you have some written down, I imagine, we are going to move into a healing experience here. So getting cozy where you are, with your list. Look, Gary's super cozy back there.
And Macy promised me I'd be able to play my drums.
Right. So before we go into that, like I mentioned earlier, you can't solve a problem at the level it was created. So what that means is that when we want to create a new kind of experience, we need to kind of move our being into a new frequency and to attract that. It's really what the law of attraction is all about. It's like what you vibrate, you attract. So if we're stuck in those old patterns, we'll continue to attract, things from those old patterns. So we would like to make this moment be your new beginning, because part of what helps kind of create new changes is first identifying those demons, bringing that awareness. The second is changing the frequency. And the final thing is getting support, because support in this training through coaching, I coach women all the time on this, and using proven processes and practices in a consistent way that will help you move into that frequency. So this is your new beginning. And the new beginning is, how can we choose to stop living from our negative relationship history and start from a fresh new moment. I love this idea. This is what kind of New Year's resolutions are made from. It's the beginning of the year. It's a new moment, and it's like there's a clean slate. So we're going to use this idea of creating a clean slate in a very campy way, and we're bringing forward a camp song that you guys may already know, but we're going to integrate it into this actual healing exercise, and it requires a little bit of moving, but it requires just joining in and chanting. So here we go. The chant is, it's ancient wisdom. It is boom chicka boom. I said a boom chicka boom. I said a boom chicka rocka chicka boom. So that's the chant, and we'll be doing it call and response, and Larry and I will demonstrate that. But I want you to imagine that the boom is like taking the stories of your past and just exploding them into ashes.
We can throw them right there.
Yeah, we have a campfire. You can't see it on the phone, but we have like a portable little campfire here in our living room. And but to start, I just want you to tune into those stories, and then I will guide you through, because we're going to first explode those stories. Mm-hmm. Second, we're going to brush away the ashes of the stories by using broom chicka broom. So we're going to sweep them away. So in that piece, we'll do kind of a sweeping motion with your arms, like you're using a broom. And then the third piece is, moving into that new frequency that we're talking about, moving into a place that is matching an elevated vision of love. And that's vroom chicka vroom. So just to kind of repeat the process, we'll start with boom. And with boom, I just want you to do a gesture like you're collecting maybe journals and books that are filled with those stories of the trauma and the treacherous relationships that you've experienced. Just any of those dating demons, you can put them in like a book and just pretend like you're moving those into the fire. Mm-hmm. So requiring a little theater here, like improv skills, just improvising, moving those books into the fire. The second one, the broom, you're doing a sweeping motion. So get your body into it like you're sweeping stuff away. And then the final step is the vroom. So using your arms, like bringing your hands up over your head, like you're just expanding expanding your space. Okay? So, yay. Ready?
Let's do it.
So Larry's going to give us a beat on the drum so we can get all tribal with this action. Collecting the history, the stories from your past. I want to see you moving those books. Put them in the fire. And let's go. I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to keep going. So call and response. So as we say boom, chicka boom, you follow along. I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Move your body. Move your body. I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Let's do one more. Collect all those stories. Let it go. Put it in the fire. Really move your body to show this, to get it out of yourselves. I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Let it burn. We're using this like a past blaster. So now the second step, creating that clear space, clearing that slate so that you have all this room for a new beginning. And with this one, we're going to do a sweeping motion. So like you're holding a broom and you're sweeping away the ashes. And for this one, it is, I say a boom, broom, chicka broom.
I say a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
I say a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cleaning up that space. I said a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Let's do one more broom. I said a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So now we're going to move to our new frequency. The place where you're filled with possibility. The place where you just inherently know that love is possible because it's true. You deserve it. I said a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Moving ahead. I said a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
I said a broom, chicka rocka, chicka broom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One more time. Going into that space where you're starting new, starting from this place of complete deserving and possibility and worthiness just because you're you. I said a vroom, chicka vroom.
I said a vroom, chicka vroom.
I said a vroom, chicka rocka, chicka vroom.
I said a vroom, chicka rocka, chicka vroom.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, awesome. So bringing your hands to your heart, just settling in and just noticing. Yeah. Just noticing this space, this moment, giving yourself the gift of this moment that says, you can have faith in a new beginning, in a new possibility of love, and receive all the support, wisdom, teachings that will support that. And feeling that gratitude, allowing yourself to feel that gratitude that you can decide and choose to make this your new beginning. So it is.
So it is.
Awesome.
Good job.
So checking in. If you have questions, feel free to post them on the Zoom or email, and we'll plan to get to as many questions as we can each class. Certainly this is our first class, so we may bring some of them from receiving them tonight, if we receive questions tonight, to tomorrow's call. But
what do we have next day, tomorrow?
let's take a look at the poll. Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, some are true. All right. So there's 69% saying that there's some are true, and then 31% are saying horror movie. I can relate to all of these. And no one said that there were no demons, which makes sense. Oh, I just shared them. Yay. Okay. So great. Thanks for participating. You know, part of the participation is that it is about you showing up for you. And when you engage in these kinds of activities, even though that was like super kind of silly, but it actually does work in getting into movement and intention and our group intention as we come together on these calls. It's a powerful force. It actually works.
It's a nice way to get started, to just sort of have a clean slate moving forward with the rest of the class.
Right. So engaging in these activities is a way to say yes to tell the universe you're saying yes to love. You're saying, I am available for love because I'm showing up at Love Camp. I am engaging. I am doing something for me. So celebrating you for doing that. Yay. So the preview of tomorrow's class. Oh, I see your question. I'm going to read your comment in a second, Summer. Yay. So tomorrow's class is about the vision. And the vision is so important. So we kind of just roomed our way beyond our history, but now we need to kind of set a point of where we're going. Because when we can have that really juicy, awesome vision that is so exciting, then fear and security start shrinking a little bit. So that's actually one powerful tool there. And also, our vision propels us forward. It really, if we're really excited about it, it really helps to motivate us to do those things and more practice, because we're going to, over this week, teach you more and more about how to continue this kind of work in your life, because it doesn't take just 5 days. Like there's more that can be done that'll support you to really create this kind of relationship.
How do we pull up that question?
Oh yeah, let's see what we got here.
The Q&A on the left.
Chat. Oh yeah. Hi Summer, and hi Saraswati. And so Summer says, what is a good way for me to remind myself when I'm having a hard to be in the moment and not to worry about these fears? That's a good question.
I think those are skills those are a lot of the skills you teach your clients, certainly.
So, I mean, it's really, so what is a good way to remind yourself to not worry about these fears? Well, I think it takes practice. I think it takes practice recognizing that really the fear is not your truth. I mean, the truth is that you're a juicy, awesome, loving goddess on this planet. So that's your truth. So if you can continually, notice that fear is only a part of your being. It's a protection. It comes up from, past experiences. But if you can observe it, be that compassionate observer of fear and just find out what it is it's trying to teach you, or recognize, oh wow, this is coming up because I've had a bad relationship before, and it's just it's old. If you can name it, then sometimes that can make it easier.
Reminding yourself that you are not defined by your past. The past is not who you are now, and it's not who you're going to be in the future. You can decide that for yourself.
No, and I think the fear comes up because it's afraid of creating more of that. Right. So, and the other thing is, you are in charge of your experience. So just really recognizing that, we can leverage what has worked in helping us calm down. And some of it is, meditation. We're going to do some more meditation tomorrow, more of a visualization, and some other really powerful practices later in the week. So stay tuned, Summer. I think that's going to really help. And let's close with, joining hands again. If you can all join for all camp circle closing. And we'll close with the Love Camp song, which is also in your manual, and you can just kind of pretend like you know the words if you want, but you can also follow along. And
there we go.
Love Camp, where we find our beauty. When we know we're worthy, that's when we attract. True love is always within us. I know when I trust it, it's my destiny. My destiny.
Thank you. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.